Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and today we are back to do another 4K deep dive review into the recent Vinegar Syndrome release, the VSU of Virtuosity. So pop that tape in, I got you, let's go do this. All right, so Virtuosity. So I'm not sure when you're going to see this. So I don't know how many reviews of it you have seen or haven't seen, but you haven't seen mine. But I've actually heard a lot of people just kind of mentioning this as they've been getting it, in the mail and stuff over the past week or two. But I haven't really seen a lot of reviews on it. And if you follow my channel, you know that I'm a first-time subscriber this year to Vinegar Syndrome. And each month, you're going to look for a couple of videos from me. You're going to get the unboxing haul when it comes in, when the list comes in, when the movies come in from the subscriber sale. I'm going to go over the stuff that's part of my subscriber package, and then the stuff that I purchase additional under the subscriber discount. And later on in the month, I'm going to review and rank. I'm going to do a video where I rank all of the movies and kind of do a light review of them, but some of the ones that don't come, in the subscriber package, like the VSUs, some of the special ones, I'll do some standalone reviews like this because I know a lot of people want to know what my thoughts are. People ask me all the time. I mean, I'm going to give you my thoughts because I love movies. And I can give you, from not just being a fan of movies, perspective on it, I can give you a filmmaker's perspective on it. So I can talk to you about the stuff that you want to know that lets you know if it's good quality or not. And you kind of probably imagine that with Vinegar Syndrome, they made their bones in film restoration. So you probably figure it's pretty good, and you would be right on this. But before we get into all of the nuts and bolts of that, let's talk about the movie just a little bit. I don't want to spoil anything too much in these. I mean, the spoiler statute of limitations is gone. The movie's from 1995, so at this point, the movie's 30 years old. If you haven't seen it, you can't really get mad about spoilers, but I kind of keep this light. We may start doing some actual deep dives into film reviews, like from a critic, because I used to, I've got a degree in, film studies. I make movies, all that stuff. But I used to also write, like for an online publication, like, critic reviews and reviews of movies and different things like that. So we might do some stuff here, like with me and maybe a couple people from other channels. My boy Jason at Movie Mass, I've probably mentioned this a couple times. I kind of mentioned on reviews because we're starting to get this together. And Brian probably at the Last Movie Standing, we're going to see. Or in some too, maybe just by myself, where I dive in deep to a movie and like really talk about it. So if you want to see those kind of reviews from me, maybe me do some with some other guys too, you let me know. We really dissect like the cinematography, the directing style, the acting, the script, the lighting, all that kind of stuff. We can do all that kind of stuff too. Or I can by myself too. You guys let me know if you want to see that. But these are kind of just general overviews for you to get some thoughts on all this kind of stuff. But this movie is very pertinent for now because it's about virtual reality going wrong. And we're right on the cusp of all that. Like, virtual reality is everywhere you go. AI is everywhere you go. But in this, you have SID 6.7, and what I forget, it's like, it stands for like psychopathic something. Basically, you have this virtual this virtual person, this virtual system that is programmed to help cops like learn, or help law enforcement learn about serial killers and how to catch them. And so this virtual personality is programmed with, like, I think it's like 150 or something like that, different like murderers, serial killers, personality types all fed into this thing. It's kind of already psychotic, as you would imagine by that, but where it gets a turn is it manages to escape into our world. Of course, this character is played by Russell Crowe, because you have Russell Crowe in here, Denzel Washington's in here, Kelly Lynch is in here. that just kind of scratches the surface, of this movie. Like, you check out the cast; it's a deep cast on this movie. But when he escapes into a real world and gets a a real body that can also regenerate, it's kind of going to be up to an ex-cop, a prisoner who is an ex-cop, to be sent in to take him out. Of course, that's played by Denzel Washington. And it's a good sci-fi, like mid-90s sci-fi. Like, a lot of people crapped on this release when it came out. Like, oh, another shitty release by Vinegar Syndrome. Like, if you don't like it, don't buy it. But, like, this is Denzel. This is Russell Crowe. I was already like 16 when this movie came out. So, like, this stuff was cool. It was cutting edge then. And that's what I want to talk to about the 4K. Because a lot of people worried about how the visual effects from the mid-90s would hold up in here with 4K. Because sometimes 4K can bring out like the flaws, and you can kind of see the stuff in it. I was actually surprised at how well everything holds up with when this was brought up to 4K, because this is a damn good 4K. It's a Vinegar Syndrome 4K. There's nothing to nitpick about it. I mean, is it reference quality? No, because a lot of that is by virtue of how it was shot. Like, you're going to get a lot of reference quality stuff probably with like Kubrick and things like that, because the way he shot stuff with his Zeiss super speed lenses, the way it was wide frame, the way it was lit, and all that kind of stuff. When Barry Lyndon comes to 4K, it's probably going to be reference quality. The Shining is reference quality. Just by nature of how things are lit, where they're shot, all that stuff, they could be, that kind of different level when you bring them out to 4K. This, on the other hand, was shot and done, like filmed, and everything about it was done to have that sort of cold, somewhat desaturated, like this sort of detached, futuristic feel to it. What is it called? The mise en scène. I always, forget that word, but I think that's how you say it. It gives you that overall feeling, that aesthetic, that vibe. I like to use that word, that vibe. And so by virtue of that, very sterile, very computerish. By virtue of that, it's not going to have as many like wow moments from a 4K where it's like, holy shit, this is reference quality. But it is an absolutely pristine, perfect 4K, though. The restoration, flawless. There's nothing you can nitpick about it. It's Vinegar Syndrome. They know their shit, man. Like, it is what it is. And so we can kind of go into that, because like you've got Denzel doing his thing. You've got Russell Crowe being crazy. There are scenes in this where they're like watching a screen. Hopefully I can show you some stuff as I'm yammering on here. Where they're like watching the screen where Russell Crowe is on there, and you have actors in the foreground and stuff like that in different levels. And it's all in this just beautiful composited shot. The composition of that shot, you don't know how hard that is to like get this guy in focus, and then it's really well done. The movie's really well done. And you're going to get your action. You're going to get your cop after the bad guy style action. You're going to get your sci-fi vibes to this. So you're going to have all of that. The movie itself is a VSU. That's a Vinegar Syndrome Ultra. This is their select VSU, the top of the line. So you're going to get the special casing here, all that. Make sure you guys have seen it if you haven't seen it by now. This is all like a little bit raised here. This lettering is like spot glossed, here. And you've got the art on the front and the back, and then you've got this magnetic clasp, and you got art on the inside, and you slip out this, and we'll get to it in just a second. You've got a booklet with it, so they're going to give you all the extras. There's Sid .67. You smell that hot off the presses here. And a booklet with all kinds of info in it, color pictures, all that kind of stuff. Everything, little tidbits about the movie, the restoration, all that kind of stuff you have in here. So that's nice to have something to hold, to read, to look at about the movie when you're watching the movie or right after it, maybe instead of just your phone. I like that. Got your art inside here. And then the slipcover. This is where I got ahead of myself. This is actually raised lettering where it says Virtuosity right here. This is actually raised lettering on this, and it's spot gloss. So it's like embossed lettering. Super cool. Again, all of it has that sort of greenish, bluish, desaturated, kind of futuristic, cold, sterile, digital look to the packaging and the art, same way the aesthetic of the movie is. And this is a Paramount movie. I told someone on a live stream earlier, like months ago in the comments, I was like, because one of my films, Magnolia Pictures and Indican Pictures that have my movie Bring Me a Dream, they're still trying to place Bring Me a Dream with Vinegar Syndrome as a release or for a partner label with them. So if Vinegar Syndrome, you're watching this, please make that happen. It stars Martin Cove and Tyler Main. So please help that happen. But they told me that we could probably expect, because some things were happening and stuff, that we could probably expect more Paramount movies, horror movies, other movies, as an expanded deal with Vinegar Syndrome. And someone told me, oh yeah, they're not doing any of those movies. Well, we got Paramount stuff coming out of our ears from Vinegar Syndrome, so it turns out that I was right, so was my company that has my movie. But you have VSU 11. And now that's tricky because I kept going back and forth. I'm like, is there one I'm missing? Because I thought that I had them all. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I do have them all. This is the 11th one of these. There is another movie they did that's like in similar packaging, but this is the 11th VSU. I'm a sucker for all these. I'm going to get them all. Doesn't mean I'm going to like them all, but I'm going to get them all because I just think they're badass and I love film preservation. So there you slip off your awesome cover. Got your artwork in here again. I don't think that's double-sided. Yeah, it is. It has the original in here. I kind of like the original on that. Kind of dig it. We may just do this right here. And because I got all the other new artwork out there, maybe I'm just going to slip this bad boy and have the original artwork in there. I kind of dig it. So as you can see, it's a 2-disc set, and it is loaded with features. So first of all, it is a new 4K restoration and scan from the negative. So again, if you follow me, scan and restoration are different. Restoration is where they're working on all the film, fixing it after it's been scanned in digitally. Scanning is the process of scanning the film into and making it into a digital space. Scan and restoration, not the same. Okay, so just it's a new 4K scan and a new restoration. So why would they say that differently? So if you ever see something that just says a new 4K scan, the restoration had already been done at some other point. They're taking a 4K restoration that has been done somewhere along the line and scanning that in, or they're just scanning it into 4K and they're not restoring it. So there's a difference there. There's a difference. But you have this here, and it has Dolby Vision. It's got some new commentary tracks on it, and of course it has the booklet. I'm trying to remember if... I mean, I would say one of the biggest things about this, and you watch it in Dolby Vision, because the color doesn't really pop as much because of the nature of the movie, the crispness is there, though, man, of a 4K. The crispness is there big time. And that just really stuck out to me the whole time I was watching it. It was the sharpness, the detail, all that was there. They put very tiny writing back here, so I'm going to try to go over the rest of the special features. It's got the 106-minute feature presentation, newly restored from the camera negative, the 5.1 and the 2.1 audio, a brand new commentary track with director Brett Leonard and Jim Brainscombe from Cinematic Void. and a brand new commentary track with the writer and film historian Walter Chaw. Also has the Blu-ray disc that contains everything from the 4K. Plus, it has other special features, democratizing virtual reality, 13-minute feature. You have about 5 or 6 other special features on here that are anywhere from like 12 to 20 minutes a piece. There's a featurette on assembling the cast that has feature interviews, all that kind of stuff. So you have a lot of special features on here. You got the 2-disc set. If you're a VSU collector, then this is a must-have. It's a must-have. You got to have this. It is. People wanted to crap on it. There are some people, I swear, at this point that just their whole shtick is to tell you how much everything and everybody sucks, but they buy everything and they have everything already. If all this stuff makes you unhappy and you don't want it, by all means, don't get it. But if you're looking for a quality 4K restoration, this is it. I mean, Vinegar Syndrome, when it comes to 4K restorations, I think out there the best is Vinegar Syndrome and Shout Studios Scream Factory, and then Arrow right under that. But Shout/Scream Factory and Vinegar Syndrome, I think, do the best 4K restorations in the business. Period. When it comes from a technical standpoint of how they look, and that's what you're going to get here. Of course, they're going to put everything into a VSU. You're going to get the awesome, kick-ass, limited edition packaging here. And all of this for, I think, non-subscriber price is like $44.99 for all of this and all of that work and all the new features and all the new artwork and everything that goes into it. And it's a fun movie. I mean, I grew up in the 90s. So like maybe if you're from the digital age, if you are, only 25 or 30 years old, and there's no knock on that. If you're only 25, 30 years old, a couple years older than that, and you were born the year this came out, so by the time you got up old enough to really be watching movies, they'd already started to get shot in digital more and things look different. Maybe you don't think this is as good, but like, I don't care. Like the effects and stuff, that usually does never put me off for a movie because hell, I grew up with 70s and 80s movies and 90s. Then later I was grown watching 90s movies and then 2000s movies and stuff. So I saw all that stuff as it happened and changed. So I'm good with anything, anywhere. But the effects here hold up, and they hold up to the 4K restoration. So if you're wondering about that, they do. Surprisingly well. Surprisingly well, they hold up. I enjoyed the movie. It's a great 4K. Not really a lot else I can say about it. Vinegar Syndrome does great work. I love them. I love film preservation. That's why I want to have my own boutique. That's why I want to make another movie, film. I love it. It's my life. I'm going to start writing more reviews on Letterboxd. I'm going to start doing deeper dive reviews by myself and maybe with some other guys too, because I think film is important. It's an art form. It's an art form. It needs to be preserved, and we need to enjoy all this stuff. And you will never hear me say we don't need that on 4K. Preserve it. Give it to us the best quality and send it on down for generations to come so that they can be talking about it a long time from now. That's what I got for you this time. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. It helps me get found out there in YouTube, helps continue to grow the channel, and I can do more and more. Like I said, my own boutique. I've got shirts with my print designs. I'm trying to get a website up for that. You can find them on my Instagram at American Vintage Adventures. That is my Instagram handle. See that back there? But I am AV Pop Culture here on this channel. That's just the overall name of my company, AVA. And you can find all my shirt designs there. Of course, if you want to get my movies, until I get a website up, the shirts and the movies, you got to email me at avawithchase@gmail. That's how you're going to find me. You can order whatever you want. You can see what I got. I'll be sporting more of them for you. And then as I get to 10,000, we got a 10,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm not sure when you're going to see this. We got a big live stream we're going to do for that. So much stuff coming. And then we're going to get into my next script and a movie and a boutique and And I'm so excited to share it all with you and bring you along with me on this ride. We're going to do it all. Fucking love movies, and I know you do too. That's why you're here. If you want to support all that stuff, you can join my channel at my Patreon link or right here on YouTube. Couple dollars a month. Get your name in lights on every single video. Get behind the scenes looks at my filmmaking, everything I'm going to go through. I'm going to document all that kind of stuff. I got special members only videos back there, all kinds of stuff, and it all helps support the channel, and I do appreciate it way more than you know. But until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.
I know.